Welcome to this Sahara 4 exercise. In this exercise, we will create a new bubble map, but in this case, we are going to create a manual color scale that is going to differentiate between different layers with different thickness, each one with different colors. For this, we are going to open our Sahara project. Now, with the map window open, we are going to select bubbles. And in this case, we are going to go to the bubble menu here after opening the configuration menu and select our variable, in this case the thickness, from protophysical data using the variable selection window that we explained in the previous exercise, the thickness layer. Now we are going to see the thickness of this layer in each well, in each different well, based on the petrophysical data that we imported previously. Now, to continue, we are going to focus on the colors of the bubbles instead of the size. So in this case, we are going to select the uniform size. So all the bubbles are going to be the same size, and we are going to modify the scale a little bit so we can fit all the bubbles properly. We are going to increase the factor so we are not affected by it, and we are going to reduce the scale from 200 to 1 to 21 to 1. So now we have all the bubbles plotted in the same size, and we can see all of them properly. Now we are going to modify the color of the bubbles, um, with a criteria that everything below a certain threshold is going to have a different color. Everything between two different values that we are going to define is going to have the same color, in this case green, as an approved value, or a value that makes sense, or everything above a certain threshold is going to be with a different color, in this case red. So now, let's move on, changing from the bubble menu to the variable menu inside the bubble tree. And here in the subcolor, in the submenu colors, we are going to change from single to gamma. And now we can see that instead of having a single color for all the bubbles, we are going to have a different color based on the net thickness for each bubble. Um, so now we are going to modify this gamma, clicking on this button here, and we see that by default we are in the automatic scale. The automatic selects the minimum value of the layer and assigns a color, and the maximum value of the layer and assigns another color, and all the values in the middle are going to be plotted in this scale as indicated here. We can modify the color that we want to create a different scale, and but in this case we want to select values that are going to define which color is going to be selected, instead of using the automatic that is going to create a different scale for each layer based on the minimum and the maximum value. So instead of using automatic, we are going to go to the manual sub option in the scale, and we're going to define our thresholds. That in this case are going to be a minimum value of 3 and a maximum value of 15 feet. So now everything that is below 3 is going to be plotted in blue. Now everything above 3 and below 15, between 3 and 15, is going to be in green, and everything above 15 is going to be in red, as we can see in this representation of the scale that we are creating. So now we are going to select apply, and we are going to check that effectively we have this new color distribution. So as you can see here, we have the values below the bubbles. We have the values of the net thickness, and we can see that in the case of everything above 15, 19, 22, 18, 21 is going to be plotted in red, and everything between 3 and 15 is going to be plotted now in green, and everything below 3, like this one, almost 3, 2 2 or 2.3, are going to be plotted in blue, which is the objective of this exercise. So now if we want to deactivate the bubbles, we can quickly switch it here, or we can select here to show or hide the bubbles that we plotted previously. um, so that will be everything from this tutorial. I hope it was useful. Thank you for watching.